Oh, stop. Can't take me anywhere. I missed another one. Good morning and welcome back to the program. Of course, Herb is still hanging out in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning. There it is. Have to make sure that mic's adjusted right.
There we go. And of course, say hello to my very good friend, Carrie Byerly, my partner in crime for Regatta Radio. Nice to see you, my dear.
Good morning. And isn't it nice for me? I have Sock and two people with
We're gonna-
me. Yay.
Well, it's the way it works.
It's-
You get to. It's nice to be in the same room with all of us at the same time. It
Yes,
happens
yes.
so rarely, so rarely. So, bravo, welcome. Time for a new edition of Regatta Radio for the 45th St. Martin Heineken Regatta.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
I know.
How many-
45.
How many we up to? Do you
And
know?
we're still alive.
We're all still here. Before you know it, we'll be dead in the thick of it. We started some of our testing this morning. We just tested our remote hotspot to make sure that's all working, and we did some of the testing of the cameras and the interface out to the boat and back,
And they all worked?
and the video and all that stuff is still working. We need to fire up the remote kit next, but we're getting there little by little. Little by little, yeah.
And guess what?
What?
The remote kit is not going to get wet this year.
Carrie is very happy about that. I'm not sure if you're happiest about that you're not going to get wet, you're going to be out of the sun, or there's a head
Well,
on
the sun
board.
was never the problem. The
There's
sun
a
wasn't-
bar also, you know.
There's-
There's a bar and a grill.
Oh.
There's a bar and a
And
grill
a
on board.
grill?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm set now.
So I want you to think of it this year. We're going to try to change the dynamic a little bit. So we have a much bigger boat, a lot more space, and I know that the gang from Boomerang, who is now the official Regatta Radio, but I know they're going to be putting together some special stuff where you're going to have an opportunity to join us for the Regatta Radio broadcast. But it's really more, I want you to think of it like this, the Regatta Radio broadcast cocktail party.
Okay.
No.
I might need to go out on the boat this year. You stay in the studio.
No, the studio is moving onto the boat.
You know what? We might be able to almost pull that off.
No.
No, all right, okay. The voice of reason.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we're going to take it to a new level of comfort for the broadcast team and trying to involve a whole bunch of the folks that help make this event happen year after year and let them see things up close and personal.
I think that having people that help us,
Yeah.
our partners, I'm hoping we can get some of them out on the water, or the ones that can spare
Sure.
the time, because I think year after year we've had a lot of help from people, and they don't really know what it is that they're helping on because they've never been out there to see it. And I
Yeah.
think that will be like,
Yeah.
that's why we're doing this.
Well, and when you get out on the water and you see it, you see it from, literally. I mean, we're like in the cat's meow position of all times to just look down the start line. It doesn't get better than this. You're getting a real bird's eye view, or looking right down the line. I mean, you're going to be in the thick of it, literally. So you don't get a better opportunity to see the regatta in the starts and all that stuff than aboard, out there with the Regatta Radio team for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting, to be
And
honest.
more importantly, they get to be with us.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that. We always have a good time, though. And what do we know about how many boats do we have coming? Do we know the answer?
The last I looked last night was it says 58 on the entry list, but we know there's a lot more because we know all the bare boats haven't come in. We haven't had a lot of the DMs in yet, and starting from now, we're going to get hopefully every day a few more entries. But yes, I'll just pull it up now. I should have done that while I was waiting.
I'm trying to do the same
not
thing.
enough coffee this morning to be on the
Registration
ball.
list. There we go. I'm just scrolling down and looking.
Yeah.
There are 58 on the registration list
Yes.
right now. I know we had one duplicate last week,
We took it off.
right? And
So-
I know we also said I see Budget Marine is entered. I see Island Water World is entered. I see some of the local boats out here.
So missing this year,
Who's
I
missing?
want to call out
Who we missing?
Dauntless.
Dauntless.
Yes.
Do we have their phone number?
No,
Oh.
I don't. But I know a lot of local
Who's
people
the
are
skipper?
racing on
Who-
the Dauntless.
who-
I'm doing a Don, but I can't
Oh,
remember.
Don.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that
might have-
Don.
Hang on. I might have. Don, are you listening? Don, we need you. Let me. I might have his phone number. Let's see.
But that's one. That's the one that I remember thinking. Okay, this week we'll call them out. You've got to enter because Ryan, who we called out last week, entered
and he's
on less zessing, more zessing, less zessing.
I'm looking to see. I don't have Don's phone number. I did. Okay, we'll track him down. Please, if you're a local and you're here, go register.
Morzesson is
What?
Ryan.
What's the name
The
of the
boat is called Morzesson.
Morzesson?
It's the old solstice.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool.
that's Ryan's now, and so yeah, it's good because now we have two J105s because we have Jenk again, so they're both entered.
You know the other thing I was and we don't see any, and I think there how many DM24s are there?
There's only 3
Right.
at the moment,
But
but
how many
I
are
think
there?
there's
12
10 to 12 or
total,
something like
so-
that. Yeah.
So
But we'll see how many actually do enter at the end of the day.
perfect. I see Ryan Hope Ross now entered Morzesson.
Yeah.
I wonder what does that mean?
The last ones to enter was
What is that?
Maylin, which is the Maylene, I guess you say it. It's the first 210.
Mhm.
It's another little boat, which maybe we might put with the Sunfast 20s. We don't know yet. That's a whole discussion because the Sunfast 20s hopefully will have.
That could be like one design of their own, maybe.
They're one design. There's 7. Hopefully we'll have 7 of them.
Oh, that's cool.
But the
How many were there altogether?
originally we had 10.
Right. And how many are still left? 7?
1 is in Antigua, and 2 are over on the French side. 1 sank, and they pulled it up on the beach, so it needs. But with these boats, if they, we've had a few that sank during for one reason or another.
Yeah.
But because there's nothing on them, you just pop them up, do them again,
Yeah.
fix them up, make sure you just pump them all out of water. They're just like big dinghies in
Yeah,
that
exactly.
aspect. So,
Exactly. What about, remember, she's an American woman, Pam.
Pam.
What was her boat?
Liquid.
Team Liquid.
And
There we
they're
go.
not.
I don't
that's
see
a
them on
good
the
point.
list.
Actually, I should contact her and see. I know she's not doing quite the amount she was doing before,
Yeah.
but I will give her a
I enjoyed her so much.
see
What a nice
what
lady.
she's doing. But so
She had a really good skipper, good helmsman too.
that was Jules.
Jules. Yeah.
But I believe, he was on Warthog,
But yes, he was.
and whether he's still on this year or not, I don't know.
I'll have to I have his contact. I'll have to message him. He was one hell of a skipper.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He's very good. An Antiguan skipper. Yep, very good.
And I'm looking down the list to see who else. So I see Team Budget Marine,
We got 2 budget Marines.
Father
'Cause
and son. Father and son.
Robbie in the Sunfast 20 and Jolyon in the Melges 24.
Father and son.
Jolyon Eddie's Melges 24.
And I see there's also another Island Water World that's also registered.
That is another Sunfast 20, and that Gabby at Island Water World has bought one of those, and
Oh,
this
cool.
will be unless he races it between now and the Heineken Regatta, this will be the first time out for him.
He's a super nice guy.
Yeah,
Super nice guy.
So
And,
that's good.
I'm glad he's going to be out there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's actually racing, but he'll
better.
have somebody on.
He better.
board.
And I see Anomaly is back. I'm just kind of
Yes,
scrolling down the list
So
of
only
names.
as I said, only the 3 DM24s at the moment.
And then Beautiful Day from my home state of Connecticut, your old
My
your-
old
your old
hangover
st-
recovery spot.
Riverside Yacht
They
Club in
were
Greenwich.
not happy with me collapsing on the sofas.
I'm very.
Who is this
Greenwich
woman?
is one of those places. I'm just flipping down the list. See who El Ocaso is back.
Yeah.
Emily of Cows is back.
I'm looking
Escapado
forward to
is
seeing
back.
a boat called Leaps and Bounds, which is a V62, and from the photos she looks really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
And how many Melges 24s do we have?
5.
So that's enough for a class?
They'll have their own class.
That's awesome.
And I'd love it if we could find one more, because if we had one more, then if somebody drops out,
You still have a class.
You
still
still
have
have the
one design.
class, or yeah,
Lanovia coming back.
yeah.
That's
They, I
that's the man
For
in the
me,
the green man and the green Heineken
that's
man.
the green Heineken man. But what's so great about that boat is while they're racing, you always see them there. They're relaxed. They
They're
have
having a hell of a
huge,
time.
big smiles on their faces. You look like this boat isn't going to do anything, and it does great.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Enjoying it and having a blast while you're doing it. And, if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. You do the best and have fun.
Well,
And
listen,
it's
that's what
just,
it's all
I
supposed
love
to be
it.
about. Any sport, you should be enjoying it, having a good time,
Exactly.
and you do your best.
Yeah, but a lot of time in sailing, and in a lot of sports, people, it's just I gotta win, I gotta win,
It gets
and
too
then when you
competitive.
don't win, you beat yourself up,
Mm,
or I should have known not to make that mistake. I know better,
right.
and yeah, and that's where it's not pleasant because you're too down on yourself or your crew if you're
And then I
helmed.
see Panacea X is back, Quintessence 3 is back, Sailing Poland, one of the Volvo
Yeah,
ocean boats, Volvo 65. Um, and the other one, Selma Ray CC back.
CC's back. Yes.
Yeah, two of them. That's cool. Nice
Yeah.
that we had
So that was I was very pleased because I was worried we weren't going to have any of the Volvo 65s, and at least now we have two. So there's a race.
yeah, for sure. And I like to watch the big ones. They
And then
really
from Barbados, Whistler is back, which is a J121, and not with this boat, but with his last boat, I think it was. He actually won. He was the overall winner one year. Peter Lewis from Barbados.
got it. Yeah, yeah. I remember that now that you said
Yeah.
it. Valactus is back.
Oops, sorry.
Hello.
Good morning, Irv.
Good morning.
Oh boy. I'm excited for the regatta, and I think just with the numbers alone at 58 boats, by the time you put in we probably have close to 30 bare boats. If my number.
Last year I think we had 24, 26,
Yeah.
but whether we have that or 20, I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to see.
And then between that, say add 20 boats on top of that for the bare boats. You're at six.
I want
You're
to
at
hit 100.
78. That's probably closer to 80. And then you've got another 10 or so of
DMs.
the DMs.
Maybe
Uh,
not 10, but yeah, close. And we'll have. I know there's more local entries to go in. There's more Caribbean entries.
yeah, so it's nice to.
I'm guessing we'll have about 100 boats, which is, I think, a very good number. 100. But I remember Antigua Sailing Week when it first started, and we had a boat, and we were building and building, and the event was getting up there, and they were like, "Oh, we've got 80 something boats. This is too many." And then they said, "Yeah, at 100, we're capping it. We can't take any more boats than 100." And now you look back and go, "Yeah, that's just a walk in the park now."
I mean, I, when I look back at over all of the years, even when I go, when the regattas were, big, 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 well north of 100 boats. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, um, there was a certain. I mean, it was fun because there were lots of people here. The parties were big, but I also kind of like the smaller.
It's much more that you get to know everybody.
Yeah,
It's much more intimate.
without a doubt.
It's yeah, no, having big hundreds of boats doesn't necessarily make a good regatta. What it does, you can brag, we have the big more boats than anybody else. It's big, but I don't think it makes for necessarily for a great regatta.
Not necessarily. It can,
It can.
but bigger is not always better.
It's not always better.
And of course, for those of you that are wondering when all this takes place, of course, we will race March 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th for the 49th competition, the 49th running of the St. Martin Heineken Regatta. And of course, Regatta Radio will be with you in full force throughout the entire week. Registration starts what day?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. And we encourage you to register early, get ready, get out there, have some, shake out everything, make sure everything's working the way you want to work, because we start racing in earnest on Thursday the 6th, which is also
So registration is Wednesday, March 5th.
Right, and
And it will be
It's your
at,
birthday.
it's a big day for me.
a big day
It's not
for
a big.
you.
It's not a big number this year.
It's just 5'7", right? Or 5'8"?
58.
59, huh?
58.
So you always had one.
Says who? Slap him, would you please? Oh, I can't believe it.
You know what Friday is?
Which Friday?
My dad's 80th.
God, this Friday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
wow.
we should have a birthday party for him.
Cake.
Yeah, he's got to bring the cake. That's the way it works.
I baked a cake today, and I'm going to eat it.
You're gonna eat it.
I baked it last night.
Oh, what kind of
Well
cake did you
done.
bake?
Yellow cake with milk chocolate icing.
Did he even bring us any cake? Damn.
No.
Did you notice that?
It doesn't travel well.
Says who?
It says the icing hitting the side of the cake, the
Yeah.
Tupperware cake thing.
Oh, isn't that a shame? Well, hell, you lick it off the side of the Tupperware cake thing. So we'll of course.
I can't wash it right now because I don't have any water at the house. So
Yeah, we're gonna call.
yeah,
the
I
plumber.
just tried to call.
Did he respond?
No,
Send-
it
send-
went straight to voicemail.
Send them a WhatsApp.
I did also, so we'll see what happens.
Neil Regis, if you're listening, we need you, Neil. Neil, please call us 544-3377. Oh, never a dull moment. So registration is Wednesday, the 5th of March. Thursday
At
is our
Port Plaisance.
and our first day of racing is the 6th of March. Typically, you really can't. Typically that first day is been a lot of windward lewards.
No,
Yeah,
not for. So there.
not for all classes. but-
Yeah. So basically, what I think was done last year is we split up the windward lured so that some would do windward lured, some would go off, and so that there weren't so many in the windward lured course.
Mhm.
And so the idea was to try and split it up for all classes, or obviously the very big boats don't do windward lured.
Damn.
Unless we had just them on their own and everybody else was.
That would be
away
so
from-
cool to watch.
One year we
though.
had the big boats, and I was like, "Whoa, we got away with this."
Got lucky.
But yeah, but it also everything will depends on the weather. I haven't
Always.
seen what their plan is at the moment from the race committee,
Mhm.
what how they're hoping to lay the courses out, and hopefully soon we'll have that.
And then traditionally the second day, which would be Friday, March 7th, is traditionally the day we go around the island. But
Yep.
once again, the weather conditions could change that.
Yes,
If
yeah.
we have better conditions to go around the island on Saturday or Thursday versus Friday,
Yeah.
then race committee might decide to do that.
Yeah, but the only day we always say we try never to do
Sunday.
the Sunday because actually back in the day, the round the island was on the Sunday.
Mm.
And
You get
then
back late.
It would come back late, and it always delayed prize giving, which you always have problems with anyway. So that wasn't a good move. So that's why it got changed, because that can ultimately be the longest race.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And so we look forward to, and then Saturday and Sunday will be 2 additional races or at least 2 additional races, at least one a day, hopefully more, for each class. And then, of course, the big prize giving over at Port Plaisance,
Yes.
the grand prize giving, and we'll do the dailies as well. I love when the regattas are this size, 100-ish boats, because you really get to know
You get to know
Yeah,
the people and the boats,
the boats
and you
and
recognize them.
well, and they know you, right? So
Yeah.
it becomes very personal. And and I've always said this for years, one of the most important things we do with the St. Martin Heineken Regatta is the prize giving at the end of the day. It's people come to race and win and have a good time. And if you end up on the podium, that is their moment of glory. It's one of the most important things we do. And to get to meet people and look them in the eye and see the happiness that they have about being on the Friendly Island and participating in the St. Martin Heineken Regatta
Yeah.
is just, I know it's near and dear to my heart. I know it's near and dear to yours. And it's always just a plain amount of fun, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, no, people love, especially if you've had an easy win, it's like, oh, okay, that doesn't mean as much. But if you've had to go in and fight to get on that podium, it means a whole hell of a lot, and it's very, very special. Because if you've had a really good opponent to race against, and it's been a tough class, it is like that, the satisfaction of winning. It's like if you see a tennis match and it's 2 really good tennis players that are well suited, well suited against each other, and it's a fight for every single point. It's the same thing when whoever wins is like, whew, I can't believe I managed that type thing.
Well, it's just it's the culmination of so much.
Yeah.
Right? Lots of hard work, lots of planning, especially when people that either campaign boats from other parts of the world and bring them here, or come here and rent, charter a boat and campaign it here locally. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so much that goes into it that I think everybody looks forward to
Yeah.
that part of it for sure.
And just the joy of being out on the water sailing.
Yeah, so our plan from a broadcast side, is we're going to try and bring you the same level of coverage that we brought you last year. We're already starting to test all of the remote video and audio connections. And we will have the camera high atop St. Peter's Hill. We'll have our beach cam up and running. Please God, the camera at St. Martin Yacht Club will be back up and running by then, by hook or by crook. So we'll have full coverage of all of that. For you to watch online, Facebook, YouTube, on island92.com, and our chat room video and audio will all be there. So you can, if you can't be here to see it, you can watch it from wherever you are. And we get so many phone calls of people saying, "Oh, we're here working in their office, watching,"
Yeah.
and that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool all the way around. Of course, Herb is the mastermind behind all of the technical stuff. So we have to say thank you, Herb. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
It'll work.
It'll work.
Trust me.
One way or another.
And you know what we added last year, kind of by fluke, is we started to experiment with these small little cameras that we use in the studios now. And we had a spare, and Herb brought it with him to prize giving. And all of a sudden we had live, as people were coming off the stage, the interviews were going out on the radio, and the video was also on the Facebook page as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
And could you tell how many people were watching that?
oh, wait,
I looked. I think there were like 40 or 50 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, and we didn't even publicize it. It just
No,
kinda
it just
happened.
was there.
Yeah, we just kind of
So,
happened.
oh, great.
Yeah, so we can, God forbid, we need all the internet gods to line up and be pointing in the right direction at the right time, and it all should just plain work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how dependent we are now on internet.
Well, how the technology.
Sad.
Well, you know what? It's
In one
am-
aspect.
It's amazing how the technology has changed.
Yeah.
So rapidly. I mean, we tried this by fluke last year, and it just worked. Go figure. Go figure. But these new little cameras are pretty awesome.
Good.
They're pretty awesome. So looking forward to that. And I know it's going to be my 21st St. Martin Heineken Regatta. Yeah, I'm like in the middle of my 58th birthday week.
It'll be my 20th
Bravo.
on the air.
20. Wow. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's just kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Kind of what we do. And how many years now have we been doing this, you and me? I've been trying to figure out. 4? Maybe 5?
Maybe 5. Yeah, because I was doing it. I think I was doing it with you in 2020. It's more like
Maybe-
2017, 2018 or something. 2018 maybe,
I don't remember.
or maybe 2020. Somewhere around that time.
So we're
I can go back because somewhere I think I have my notes that I was taking for the boats, everything I wrote down, and I
Yeah.
can find, whether or not I did it for my first year, that I kept it in my computer or not, I don't know, but I can have a look.
famous last words.
But and then I can find out when I did it, when I went on the VIP boat. I think, unless because I think the computer where I have it all on has died.
I hate when that happens. But we'll get there, and we will have a brilliant Regatta Radio. Of course, would like to say thank you to our friends at Budget Marine who make Regatta Radio possible year after year for all of these years. And we very much look forward to a great 45th St. Martin Heineken Regatta. And of course, you're wearing double duty hats this year as the chairman of the St. Martin Heineken Regatta. How is it wearing that hat?
Interesting.
Famous last
A
words.
lot to learn.
Yeah. Do you know?
Chairman for life.
Chairman for life.
Yeah,
No,
there,
no,
there you go.
no, no. I think one's energy level goes down, and then your ability to change and come with new ideas. I think you can always look at things and say, okay, improve, 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 which is what you try and do. But I think after you've been doing it for too long, I think it's too easy to get stale. So you
What?
always need new people.
New blood is always important
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. Just
Every-
as long as new blood doesn't always try and reinvent the wheel, because you can say, yeah, that we've tried. People keep coming and go, oh, you didn't do it. It's like, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we tried it.
We tried it.
We tried it.
And sometimes it's good to retry things because maybe it just wasn't ready at that time, or
Or
the way
circumstance of change.
Yeah, and the way you try something, what you tried before, but you do it slightly differently,
And you get better.
and then it works.
Yeah, without a
Yeah.
doubt. Without a doubt. Carrie, I want to thank you.
Oh, wait a minute.
What
Do
do-
you
oh,
wanna go?
yeah. So, any announcements?
Yeah.
What do you got for me?
So,
Do I need a drum roll?
I don't know. Do we want a drum roll?
Somewhere I have a drum roll. If you give me a minute.
Let me just make sure I get this right.
So we have some entertainment announcements.
We have yes. So, the headliner on Friday evening
Yes.
is Trilogy.
Trilogy from
Is that how you say it?
yeah,
From Dominica, I believe.
from Dominica, yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking. I'm sorry, but I don't know a lot of these people, and I didn't know anything about Trilogy, so I was looking up, and it said Dominica, and I was like, and I just saw a headline saying something about Dominica, and I'm like, okay, do they mean Dominica? Do they mean the Dominican Republic? Because so often
People
read,
confuse them, yeah.
they confuse the two. So I
So-
believe it's the island of Dominica.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
So
And so he will be here on Friday night as the headline.
he's the headliner on Friday night,
Okay.
as I believe it. And
Yeah.
please don't.
Yeah, no, that was how it was explained to me as well.
Yes. And then on the headliner on Saturday night,
Yeah.
dun-dun-dun-dun,
I think I know who this is.
it is Alison Hines.
And she is a classic soca artist. She is. We've interviewed her a number of times. She has done so much for young women in the region, and I'm thrilled that she's going to be here. And I think that will give, even though we're not the Southern Caribbean, where soca originates, I think we'll give folks a good Caribbean flavor.
Well, that was definitely our plan this year, to sort of highlight a lot of the local acts and regional.
Mhm.
And that was sort of what we were looking for to do, to have some regional acts as well. And Alison is good, and I know the first time.
I can't wait to talk to her again.
Yeah, and the thing was,
have a
when I
crush.
remember one year when she came, and I was like, didn't know who she was, and then at the press briefing, she started singing one of her songs, and it was "Roll It, Gal," and I went, "That's her!"
Yeah. It is definitely a classic Caribbean vibe that we will.
If you want to hear her music while you're here on the island, you just go to the yacht club around 11 o'clock at night when Coco is closing, and she'll start playing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you
So,
go.
Coco will obviously be going to watch this then.
Probably.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
She's off
So-
on Saturday evening, so.
So there you go. This would be a great evening. I'm very happy. No, and of course, who are some of the other local acts that are going to be with us?
I haven't got the confirmation yet on all of that.
Okay.
What did we say last week? Who did we announce?
Tamelia from the French
and
is coming. Is definitely.
and was it?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. And
Yeah,
like, spill
exactly.
it-
I
and
don't want to
spill
get
the-
into trouble.
and spill the beans.
Yeah.
So we'll give as soon as we know more. Of course, we'll give you all of the final updates.
Once the official lineup is totally
We'll break it to you
all
right here.
the problem is, everything's in the works. There's a lot of things in the works, but you don't want to put it out there until all the I's are dotted and
Wait, but-
all the T's are crossed.
And you have one opportunity to be first, and you don't ever want to screw that up.
Yeah,
We'll bring it to you. We'll break the news here on Island 92 as we do every year. So
yes,
we'll
yes.
let you know as soon as all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And I am cautiously optimistic.
I think that this year the village should be a happening place, as they
Good.
say. I
Good,
think
and
it will
it's
be
free.
good,
It's free to get to the village.
and it's free to get in.
Gotta
yes.
love that. So I'm gonna
yes.
get that out there.
Go back to how it was
Love
back in the old days when we didn't have a gray hair on our head.
I'll take any hair on the head, but what are you gonna say? Anyway, Carrie, always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Of course,
Yes.
we'll look forward to another edition of Regatta Radio next week on
Yes.
Wednesday.
Yes, and hopefully maybe we can talk Heather into joining us because she flies out that day,
Oh.
and she can come in and remind us how it was in her day.
We'll look forward to that Heather
Yes.
Court. Oh, she was in with me yesterday.
Oh,
Was
okay,
it-
but
was it
that
yesterday
was
for
under
the-
a different role.
Yeah, for the
CMC.
for the Caribbean Multi-Hull Challenge, which kicks off tomorrow. So-
Registration is today,
Yeah.
and then the skipper's briefing will be this evening, and then first racing will be tomorrow. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and
Brilliant,
it's
brilliant.
great. It's great for the island to have more events.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Without a doubt. I'm way late. It's 8:43 right here in the Northeast Caribbean. Stay with us. Here's everything that's happening tonight. Here's your Divico Entertainment Calendar, brought to you by Island 92, Z105.1 FM, and Divico.